Hey, how are y'all? I'm really digging into Finnegan's Wake now. I'm like about 250 pages in. I didn't think I'd get that far. It's just so interesting. It's almost like looking at a painting. Like the words you're reading are really just kind of, just hints and allusions to things. But with Joseph Campbell's Skeleton Key Guide, I can now sort of imagine a structure. It's almost like I have to restart the whole book because I got the skeleton key guide, 250 pages in. So now, I'm like looking back and going forward, now I don't think anything is gobbledygook, you know. But it's really fun. And I really think that Joseph Campbell, was one of the best to do this because, even though he's an Aries and Joyce is a Aquarius, very different signs, Aries is a pioneer, though, and they like to be the first at things. So, what's interesting is that Joseph Campbell has his Sun and Uranus, the planet ruled by Aquarius, both in Aries. So that means Joseph Campbell is a huge Aquarian. A Sun conjunct Uranus aspect makes you very Aquarian. So that could just be one of the reasons why he was he could more easily tap into it, that kind of mindset. Yeah. So watching, History Channel, Boston Strangler, apparently they don't think it's him. And a lot of people think he just did it for the money and he didn't know the right descriptions for some of the stuff. And what's interesting is that I immediately looked up, what Capricorn does he have if he's only doing this for fame and money? He has the one planet ruled by Capricorn, Saturn, in Capricorn. So I really don't think he was the guy. He just wants the credit. And what's interesting is that JFK, his assassin, quote unquote, he has moon in Capricorn. Yeah, I used to think that Capricorn was they were the killers because they wanted attention. But the Capricorn over-attainment syndrome could also be that they would lie just to seem like they were the ones who were the killers. So Lee Harvey Oswald, John Wilkes Booth, all these people with Capricorn placements could have either A, killed him to make history, or B, lied and say they killed him to make history, Either way, the intent is always just a little too materialistic for me. But yeah. So without even knowing that Nancy from Weeds was in the movie, I made a joke about fried and green, and fried green tomatoes. And it turns out, Nancy from Weeds was in it. I thought it was funny because I had no clue. There's also a Nietzsche and Joyce article. I'll just put in the link of how Joyce came to know Nietzsche and how influenced he actually was by him. It turns out, by the way, I'm Irish, y'all. My original name, Fargie, Fargie, changed it when I was in middle school because I don't know my real dad. Elementary. Stems from Fergus, a Scottish and Irish descent. So I don't think this is just a Joycean phase. I really think I'm into this guy because he's awesome in the shit. Yeah, who knows? Anyway, speaking about more Capricorn, I read that Agatha Christie, disappeared for a little while, and her car was abandoned in the lake in which she, wrote about, and then they just found her mysteriously in some spa under a different name, and she never explained it. She just wanted to leave it a mystery, and that pisses me off so much that I had to look at her chart. And she has Mars and Jupiter in Capricorn. Give or take, 5 or 3 degrees, but once again, I'm right. The attempt to just try to do things for the sake of them instead of doing them because in your heart that's who you are is a problem I have with Capricorn. Like Lady Gaga's Mars in Capricorn, even though I did her paparazzi song, which sounds like the shit, still her personality still is annoying me because Mars in Capricorn just wants to be seen, blah blah blah. Like the Beatles, they didn't want to be seen. They just were seen because they were good. They didn't want to be seen because of the fact of fame. So, Agatha Christie is a great mystery writer, but why would you not explain why you disappeared just to make yourself seem more mysterious? The real mysterious people are for the sake of it. They don't plan shit to make it seem mysterious. Like McKenna and I, Sun in 12th house. Anyway, I went to this awesome website with the Nietzsche Archive. You can actually zoom into Nietzsche's notes, his actual manuscripts, his rough drafts for all his writing. Like, you can zoom in so close to his handwriting, like better than he could. So I just think that's really cool. He has awesome handwriting. But yeah, last idea, I guess. You know, every 26,000 years, it's not only approximately one precessional cycle, Great Platonic year, but also, you know, it's when the sun and the star and our star align with the Milky Way center. It just happens to correspond to precession. So 26,000 years ago today were the very first cave paintings in southern France. You know, those old cave paintings. So it's just some kind of leap of communication, a leap of purpose in organic life, and you know, who knows what kind of cave art will have evolved since then. You know, communicating to each other versus the next 26,000 years communicating with the rest of the universe. Yeah, who knows.